Hello, beautiful Earth Tribe. Welcome back to my channel, Sky Above, Earth Below. My name is Renee, and you're watching a timeless general pick-a-card reading. Before I start, though, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to my first 50-plus subscribers. I'm celebrating every little milestone and sending a big thank you to my OGs. You guys have helped me to get the ball rolling, and I just want to let you know how much I appreciate it. So thanks for being with me. I know many of you are here because of my first mediumship reading. I just want you to know that I take mediumship readings really seriously, so I'm honored so many of you were able to connect with your loved ones. I will be offering more mediumship readings in the future, so stay tuned. But for now, I thank you for your support, and if you find my readings helpful, feel free to share them with others who may also resonate, as every interaction helps me to grow my channel. And now let's move on to your selected readings. So what are you transmuting? That is the topic for today. I have 3 groups for you to choose from. As you can see, there are no objects. So what I like to do is for you to imagine the 7 colors of the rainbow. And you can do that by remembering the acronym ROY-G-BIV. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. You can choose as many colors as you feel drawn to. I'm going to assign those colors to 3 groups. So if you're drawn to more than one color, that's fine. You may be drawn to more than one group. So remember, these are general messages. Take what resonates for your life and let the rest go. One more thing, if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can find my information in the description box below, as well as links to donate and to all the decks I use in this reading. Up next is the Meditative Shuffle and then the readings to follow. Navigate as you wish using the timestamps below. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I'll see you at your reading. Hello, Group 1. Welcome to your reading. Today we're asking the question, what are you transmuting? Okay, so wow, I'm just kind of taking in these cards because I'm looking at the ones on the table as well as the back of the deck energies, which I will share with you in a little bit. But this is definitely a spiritual pile. What I'm getting from this group 1 is transmuting everything that ever occurred in your life that kept you from your loyalty to self and spirit. So this is kind of big because it's not one specific thing. This has to do with a major transformation that is occurring within you or that has occurred recently. This is something you've been through here with the Wheel of Fortune. Your life experience is changing completely because you have done the work. You've been a spiritual warrior, a warrior for yourself, a warrior to overcome addictions in your life, including how you treated yourself to keep yourself in the role of victimhood. This wasn't easy to come out of, as we saw with the Warrior card. The Warrior card itself says strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. So you've done some tremendous work. We know that in order to change our external conditions, we need to start with our internal conditions. This is what I'm seeing completely in this reading. Here we have the Shaman card, the Hermit, the High Priestess, and the Magician. So all of the personified spiritual beings in tarot are on this table. Whatever you've experienced, it has connected you so much with your spirit and with Source that you have chosen a path of loyalty to self and spirit. So with the Hermit card, this tells me that you've gone within. You've made that inward journey. You have been guided through darkness, and you've held your light. With the Shaman card, the Magician, and the High Priestess, this is telling me, you've elevated to such a degree that you have come into spiritual gifts, ancient knowledge, and wisdom. And not only have you connected with this part of yourself, but you're coming into a place where you are understanding your role as a guide. It says here, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So, when we're going through a spiritual awakening or transformation, we're talking about, transmuting energies and healing in order to birth the best and highest version of ourselves. We're talking about being in touch with oneself, as it says here in the card, or a cause. And when we've elevated to a place where there is tremendous insight and wisdom, knowledge, and the ability to guide others, we can use our strengths, our skills, to the benefit of others. So I understand here with this card, when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. So this journey was anything but peaceful for you. You've had to really overcome triggers and internal conditions, programming from, early in your life in order to maintain balance with your emotions, with your thoughts, learning new ways of thinking, growing into new beliefs, allowing shifts in paradigms, balancing the ego. So much has gone into the work that you've done that it has been a daily reaffirmation to trust the process, to trust your path. You've held faith in whatever form of belief system you've been using. Faith in the universe, faith in your gods, guides, angels, or ancestors. And this is how you've navigated. So looking at the mature energies on the table here, the shaman, the hermit, the high priestess, and the magician, they're kind of in contrast here to the Page of Wands. So what I'm getting with that is that those energies are deep. Most people aren't on such a path, and not everyone is here to fulfill that kind of role. This deep spiritual role that you have. So although you've come into these deeply wise aspects of yourself, I'm just going to put these on the table. You are being initiated into your role as a guide. And there are further gifts for you to come into. This powerful energy here, magician, shaman, hermit, and high priestess, these energies are not for everyone. Your choice to go down this path has challenged your relationships, has challenged your greater experiences with the rest of the world. You're having to completely transmute everything you've known, everything you've loved. You're having to transmute everything you believed to be true. You're having to transmute attachment to others, to situations, to environments. Your faith is unquestioning and unwavering. This has caused tremendous difficulty because you have had to leave everything you've known and loved. And the reason you were in those circumstances, in those relationships for so long was because of an addiction, was because of patterns of thoughts, patterns of behaviors. You've had to transmute feelings like a lack of self-worth, abandonment and rejection, a lack of security or safety, attachment to people, environments, and outcomes. You've had to surrender it all to come to where you're at today. And this was a choice to be real with yourself, to lean on your faith, to come to peace. You know the value of peace. You've had to transmute everything to bring peace into your life. And that is amazing, group number 1. Other people in your life have had a lot of difficulty with this. You've experienced a lot of loss. There's been a lot of heartache in the transmutation that you've willingly accepted in order to come to alignment with yourself and with spirit. Back of the deck energy, I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. And here we see it in your cards, group 1. What you focused on did grow. And now you're creating a new life. Spirit has stepped in. You are now an initiate in this process. You are tapped into your intuition. You are following divine guidance. And you are surrendering everything outside of your control. So, group number 1, I'm in awe of your journey, of what I'm seeing here in the cards, what you've been through, what you've overcome, how much you've transmuted to come to where you are today is truly amazing. So I hope that this reading brings you some kind of comfort in knowing that you are seen. And you already know you don't need validation for any of this. But as humans, it does feel nice. And you don't need someone to say that you should be proud of yourself, but I am proud of you. This is deep, intense work to seek for peace within and connection to the universe. So look out, group 1, for more lessons. But these will be new lessons. Enjoy your journey. Enjoy your initiation. Look out for lessons that are going to open you up even further. Okay, so that is what I have for you, group 1. If this resonated, I'd love to know in the comments. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to support my channel, and hit the bell for all notifications if you'd like to be notified of my next video. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, my information is in the description box below, as well as links to donate and to all the decks I used in this reading. May you have a beautiful day from wherever in the world you're watching. I'm sending you all grounding energy and love. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at my next reading. Bye, group 1. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading. So today we're asking, what are you transmuting? And what I'm seeing here in the cards, group 2, I'm going to be honest, this is pretty much everything that I took away from group number 1, only with different cards. So, there's obviously a little bit of a different spin because they are different cards, but I do have back of the deck energies for all 3 piles, and these cards are saying very similar things. So you may find messages in group number 1, but I'm going to try and bring out a little nuance here because it is a different reading. All right, so what are you transmuting, group number 2? Group 2, you are being represented here by the Mystic, the Healer, the Queen of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Warrior. And since I have this out now, I'm just going to read the light attributes strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. So, who you are today has taken this internal warrior spirit in order for you to come out the other side of deep transformation here with the Death card. This has been a process that has occurred over time. It may have occurred over such a long period of time that you wondered when it would ever end. So, with the Death card, the transformation that occurs is slow. There's the breaking down of nutrients, and those nutrients are used later to grow new things. And this, I feel, is what has occurred for you. Here it says, Mystic revels in intimate union with the divine. And Healer, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. The Queen of Wands, not only is she representative of fire energy, I always think of the sun when I think of the Queen of Wands. So she exudes already a strong light from herself. 333 on the clock. This natural light that you exude, group number 2, has been the number one thing about you that has brought you through the culmination of all of your difficult experiences, that led you back to connection with yourself, to your intuition, to your wisdom, to your higher self, to Source. The Queen of Wands in this reading is really helping me to bring through some more nuance, because the light that you have within has affected others in such a way that has deeply affected you. Your light has attracted, like moths to a flame, dark, dense, difficult energies. What you've been through has been a lifelong process of understanding what your light means, how it is a blessing and not a curse, and it's taken many years to understand that. In that time, you've had, and this is my group of dream workers, people who've had out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, spiritually transformative experiences, people who've been in contact with the spiritual realm. You've had such experiences, and yet, in many ways, have ignored your own spiritual gifts in order to just make it through the 3D. But something along the way led to your awakening. Something clicked for you. Something from your past made sense to you at some point when you were in healing. For some of you, when someone died, something was triggered within you. Oftentimes when we lose a loved one, it can really trigger an awakening, because we might experience them in spirit form. We might experience other things in connection with their death. But otherwise, for many of you, an awakening happened when you connected the dots of all of the individual experiences you've had that confirmed and reaffirmed your spiritual nature, your light, and how significant your light is, and how not everyone has such a bright light. So, for those who've tried to dim your light, they've seen your potential. They've seen what's possible if you were to believe in yourself, if you were to love yourself, if you were to have enough wherewithal to not allow yourself to be manipulated, controlled, or taken advantage of by others. Someone with such a light is loving, giving, connected with themselves. It's likely that you already had a very strong, innate sense of self-worth, self-confidence, a lack of need to compete with others. And when people see this within you, what is reflected back to them is their own darkness, their own hurt egos, their own jealousy, their own envy, their own wounded inner child. And it may not be that straightforward, because oftentimes when someone else has seen your light, they've been triggered. And that means that they don't see the wounds, they don't know what to heal yet, they're projecting, they've done harm that you've had to live through and grow through. You already had a strong sense of self-awareness, but this led to the deepest. Here with the Awakening card, renewal, enlightenment. There was something that clicked for you that put your light into perspective of everything you've experienced. And this led to your acceptance of your spiritual nature, of your spiritual gifts, of your strong intuition, and lifelong connection with Source, with Spirit, with your gods, guides, angels, or ancestors. You've had this connection. You've always known it's there. You haven't known what to do with it, how to address it, how to integrate it. That is all changing for you now. You understand that what you have is a gift that can help others. With the Hanged Man, you now have a greater perspective of the difficulties you've faced, the people who taught you the greatest lessons, and you're grateful for them. You're grateful for them because it's allowed you to understand yourself as the co-creator you are. It's allowed you to connect with yourself at such a deep level that you've been able to access or reconnect with the spiritual gifts you were born with those aspects of yourself that you've ignored, denied, been afraid of. How many of you have had direct connection with the spiritual realm and not been afraid of it? Allowing this side of yourself has not been easy. There are plenty of reasons to deny this aspect of yourself, and you've known that over years, right? Because people have tried to suppress it. They don't want you to feel that you are special, that you matter, that you have this light that draws others to you. They don't want you to feel important. People who have such self-hatred don't want to see others shine. And so you've had to be a warrior. You've had to take your rest. You've had to come into Hanged Man energy in order to really put into perspective and to be able to integrate your spiritual nature into your 3D life. So this card here, it says, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good of all. This is a reflection of that aspect of yourself that doesn't compete with others. The only person you've ever competed with is yourself. And unfortunately, that has been difficult for others to understand, to accept, because it shows those who would compete from a place of jealousy or envy or lack. It mirrors to them their own insecurities, their own wounds. But in this reading, group number 2, all that you've transmuted has led to your highest self, to the greatest and deepest connection with spirit that you've ever had. Now your healing is having an impact on your outer world, for your own life and for others. All your difficult experiences that have led to your transformation are now playing out for you to express this spiritual side of yourself. Use your spiritual gifts. You're no longer being held back by expressing these things, by showing your true authentic nature. In fact, doing so is what awakens others to their own spiritual nature. And so the transmutation of all that you've been through that have brought you to this place is now having positive effects on other people. They may not be experiencing it as positive because, the death process isn't an easy one. Internal transformation isn't an easy one. But it's giving people a new perspective and the option to awaken. Okay, so that is what I have for you, group number 2. If this resonated, I'd love to know in the comments. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to support my channel, and hit the bell for all notifications if you'd like to be notified of my next video. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, my information is in the description box below, as well as links to donate and to all the decks I used in this reading. May you have a beautiful day from wherever in the world you're watching. I'm sending you all grounding energy and love. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at my next reading. Bye, group 2. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So we're asking today the question, what are you transmuting? So I was curious what was going to come out with this third pile because the first 2 piles were very similar. I am seeing different things here though. So what I'm seeing here, group number 3, are energies of a childlike nature, innocence, inner child aspects. You are being represented here, group number 3, as the child divine. It says innocence, purity, and redemption suggest a special connection with the divine. And if you understand about spiritual connection and children, you will know that just simply due to their own vibration, that they are naturally already very connected spiritually. They may not express it that way. Some of them may express that they have interactions with the spiritual realm, and that can be very scary for parents. However, children, in their vibration, in their energy, and in their age, are closest to the spiritual realm. In fact, some children even have memories of past lives that go away once they become a certain age. I'm seeing here a couple of things in regards to being in touch with your childlike nature, having a relationship with, and or a healing of your inner child. First of all, I feel that you have had to fight to keep this childlike nature of you. Partly because this has been something that other people have recognized within you, your optimism, your joy, your almost magical side of you, that imaginary part of yourself, the part where you just believe that good exists, believe in good outcomes, believe in yourself, right? Before we're jaded as we grow. Children, they grow into insecurities by what they're taught from the outside world. They're not born with those things. They're not born with judgment against themselves. So having this strong childlike nature of yourself, and this is where I think there may be some messages for you in another group, but this brings, for me, to the surface that you have an inner light within you, that there's a light that shines from you that others have seen and that others have tried to squash, tried to minimize, tried to get you out of such energy, get you out of such expression, get you out of such belief about yourself, about the world. So there has been, a warrior aspect to yourself in order to keep a hold of the wisdom of a child. You understand the wisdom of a child. So right now in my mind's eye, I'm getting Fool card energy. Because the Fool in the Fool card isn't just someone who willy-nilly takes leaps of faith. No, the Fool is someone who's been through all the major life lessons in the major arcana. And once you've gone through all of those major life lessons, you come back to the Fool card. And the Fool card takes leaps of faith, having the wisdom of previous life experiences, and understands that a childlike nature, a sense of innocence, a sense of joy, happiness, and optimism, these things are valuable in their own right. These things are offensive to people who would not want to see your light shine, who would not want you to be happy when they are miserable. So there has been a warrior aspect to you in order for you to maintain that light within yourself, maintain that connection to your inner joy, to your inner child. And I feel like, based on this reading, that there were many times in your life that that part of you was squashed. And you've had to reconnect with that part of yourself. You've had to plant new seeds, and you've had to do it consciously in order to reconnect with your childlike nature. Because you understand the value and worth of such a mindset. it says here, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love. Okay, sorry, group number 3. I had an alarm go off on my phone and I had to turn it off and reset the camera. So anyways, here we are. I was reading this card here. It says, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. So this is something that a child would intrinsically know. They wouldn't necessarily say that, but they would know it deep down inside as just automatic truth. And I feel like whatever difficulties you've been through, it has brought you out of this mindset. But deep down, you've known this part about yourself. You've known throughout your life, because of your own inner light, because of your value towards innocence, purity, unconditional love, you've known that you are love. You've known that miracles occur. And only a hardened, jaded person would not understand this. These are the folks that I feel you have been in contact with throughout your life, some of them posing as rescuers. And I'd like to touch a little bit on this rescuer aspect because I feel like this is a combination between the people who have been in your life and aspects of yourself that have influenced your path and your growth. So with the rescuer card, I'm going to read the light and the dark attributes. It says, provides strength and support to others in crisis. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. So, what I'm getting from this is you've had a lot of people, if not most people in your life, have acted from a place of conditional love. They have not been there for you in your time of need or crisis. You have had to survive, not just getting through situations, but also internally at the mental and emotional levels. The shadow attributes of this card say, assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. I feel very much that likely in your early childhood, you had caregivers who kept you feeling needy. They enjoyed it when you needed them. They gave from a place that had you reciprocating so that they received your energy. In addition to that, the people in your life, because there has been this role of keeping you needy, keeping you on your toes and in hopes of receiving love, there's also been an aspect of these folks in your life who have purported themselves to be rescuers, to be someone who is there for you, someone who claims to be your provider, your lover, your friend. So this has been a grand manipulation starting from early in childhood, for many of you spanning through adult relationships, where you felt abandoned, you felt the cold shoulder, you felt that when you were there for others, they weren't there for you. But I see you, Group 3, as having transparency about this now. I see that you've come to an awareness and growth and a healing process, because I see you celebrating here with the Three of Cups. A shift in energy, a shift in your heart space, a shift in the prioritization of your happiness. And you've worked very hard to cultivate this joy and the ability to express it openly to others, because others haven't wanted you to express this. But you know, having access to your inner child, having access to your innocence and purity, you understand how to create miracles in your life. You are highly intuitive now of yourself, of others, of all situations and environments. You understand now that your previous lack of awareness to these lower vibrational energies, how they have kept you in the role of needy, victim, lack, how they have kept you from viewing yourself as strong, as valuable, important, necessary. These folks have shown you how you don't want to be. And oftentimes, what we don't want enables us to figure out what we do want. So, I see you, group number 3, as having had tremendous growth through lack mindset, victim mentality, attachment, trauma bonding, and codependency. I see you having an awareness of this now, being able to see it for what it is, and yet having a playful, almost unaffected attitude about it all now. And if that's not the case for you, there's some other kind of transmutative emotion or mindset that has brought you to a place where you can now celebrate yourself, celebrate your purity, your innocence, your joyfulness, your ability to express happiness within yourself and without. You're now surrounding yourself with others who you can do this with. Here with the Three of Cups. There are other like-minded folks who you are finding, community you are building. Other people value this aspect of yourself. Each of us is unique. Each of us is important. And a childlike nature isn't ignorant. It actually comes from a very wise place. And it brings about miracles in your life. You, group number 3, are natural manifestors because of your childlike nature. Because you choose to be in joy. You choose not to stay in a jaded state. Because you understand the value of not judging yourself and treating every experience as a lesson. You understand the value of loving yourself without condition. So group 3, I just want to give you a big hug. I'm so happy for you. You know, being able to be in this kind of energy is not for the faint of heart. This requires deep vulnerability and a strong sense of self-trust. And this is what I'm seeing in you in this reading, group number 3. So beautiful. Okay? But that is what I have for you, group 3. If this resonated, I'd love to know in the comments. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to support my channel, and hit the bell for all notifications if you'd like to be notified of my next video. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, my information is in the description box below, as well as links to donate and to all the decks I used in this reading. May you have a beautiful day from wherever in the world you're watching. I'm sending you all grounding energy and love. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at my next reading. Bye, group 3.